Jacob, Matt Fotor, Mass Live. You've never been part of this program when it wasn't a top 5 elite program. Is it hard for you to envision this team and this program not being really good given what you've experienced since you've been here?
And who was that question for?
Jacob.
Jacob? Okay, perfect.
Yeah, I mean, obviously I kind of hopped into the success, so I'm obviously very thankful for that. No, I mean, I just thought, Carv runs a great team, and I knew that he'd have a good year here, so that's what I wanted to be a part of.
Was it special for you to be able to immerse yourself right in this and to get to be part of this run in just a 1-year period?
Yeah, I mean, it's awesome. I mean, we have 31 wins now, so whenever you can be a part of a team that has a lot of success, it's a lot of fun.
Good. John?
John Worrell with the Associated Press for John Leonard. When did this team realize that it was that it belonged on the big stage with teams such as Minnesota Duluth, with far more accomplished teams? When did you guys get that confidence, and how did that develop?
Yeah, I think that started at the beginning of the year, and the first week we were together as a team. We kind of set that mindset that we wanted to be a national contending team this year, and we had all the tools and everything we needed to get here. And sure enough, with that group of guys, it really is a special group, and so.
Okay, right here in front. We got a trifecta right down the aisleway here.
Dave Hendrickson, U.S. College Hockey Online. This is for Cale. Is there a sense that the difficulty of the win last night makes you more battle-tested for the championship game than if it had been a little bit more of an easy game?
Yeah, I mean, maybe a little bit, but at the end of the day, we got to be prepared for whatever comes our way, and it was a fun one going into OT, but hopefully we don't have to go through that again.
Josh Walfish, Daily Hampshire Gazette. I guess for any of you guys, what's going to be important today in terms of recovery to make sure you guys are as close to 100% as possible for tomorrow night?
John?
I think it's just recovery and hydration, proper nutrition. Clayton and Mark are going to do everything they can, as they usually do, to prepare us and get us ready for tomorrow night. And like I said, hydration, nutrition, and sleep is 3 main things.
What did we have for a post-game meal? Was there a post-game meal last night?
Yeah, typical chicken, rice, pasta.
Yeah. That doesn't sound too bad.
No, it wasn't bad at all.
Jim Connolly from U.S. College Hockey Online. For any of the players, it's not been that many hours since you got off the ice here. With so much emotion, how do you flip the script? What has Coach been telling you last night, this morning, on just getting past last night because there's a bigger game ahead?
Jacob?
Yeah, definitely, pretty excited going to bed, so it was a little bit harder to sleep, I'd say. But, I mean, at the end of the day, we came here to win 2 games, not just one, so we have to get over it.
Cale?
Yeah, I'd say the exact same thing. It's over and done with now, and we're looking to Saturday.
What time we cash her in?
Pardon?
What time you go to sleep?
Oh, man, probably, I think we got back to the hotel around 1 or 1:30.
Yeah. Jim, what time did you get to sleep? 3:30. Oh, you were not well behaved in the back?
Hi, Kaylin Sheridan, NCAA.com. For any of the players, could you guys just speak a little bit to the culture of the UMass hockey program, just, the day-to-day, what your mindset is and kind of how it's developed over the season?
John?
Yeah, I think our culture is everything. It's kind of the biggest thing as a freshman, you kind of get introduced to is the culture that we have here at UMass, and, something that they try to introduce right away. And, the entire staff does a great job, and, we live our lives day in and day out based off that culture.
Okay, good. Come back up here in the front.
Jacob, Dave Hendrickson, U.S. College Hockey Online. Have you or maybe any of the other players been talking a lot to Mitchell and Nico and gotten their sense of how now they have, those were the 2 toughest hours of their life. Now they have the chance to go and perform in the final game.
I mean, yeah, those guys are great teammates, great leaders, and they're a huge part of our team. So, I mean, losing them, we know that how much they care and how much those hours were probably just terrible for them. But at the same time, I think they trusted us that we'd go out there and get the win.
Over to John.
John Worrell with the AP. This is for Cale. A lot of people are going to say that, Minnesota Duluth has far more experience in these situations. They've been here. They've got a guy who's going to be playing his 14th NCAA tournament game. This is a new thing for you guys. How do you get instant experience, and does that inexperience, do you think that inexperience might be a disadvantage or an advantage for you guys?
I don't think it's going to be too much of a disadvantage. It's something we've been growing as a team throughout our entire season, just experience-wise. And obviously, you look back at TD Garden, it was just another experience for us. And I think we're at the point now where everybody understands what's at stake, and I'm excited to get things started. But no, I don't think it's going to be a disadvantage at all.
Okay, go ahead.
Josh Hall, Stanley, Hampshire Gazette. Kale, John just mentioned Clayton and Mark and kind of the work that they've done for you guys. Just, I guess, talk about their role and kind of helping you guys stay fit and stay relatively injury-free here for 6-7 months and getting you guys to this point.
Yeah, they have a very large role. We're very fortunate to have such great, support staff on our team. Clayton, you're able to kind of go into this gym whenever you want, and regardless if it's our workout times or your individual own time to go work. And in terms of Mark, you're able to get treatment whenever. So no, they've been so acceptable in terms of times that we can go in and everything.
Oh, that's our first fine of the tournament. Bedics, of all people. That's our leader right there, media coordinator. That's a $150 fine will determine the charity. You guys got any ideas?
Oh, you're actually asking. I'm not too sure. St. Jude?
The Collegian. They're trying to get to Bahamas next.
What else do we have for the players? Are we good? One more? Okay, John.
Josh Walfish, Daily Hampshire Gazette. John, as an Amherst native, what do you feel like is going on back at home and kind of the excitement building around you guys playing tomorrow night?
I think there's a lot of excitement in Amherst and in Western Mass, and even in the state in general. And like I said in the past, everywhere we go, there's tremendous support. At different rinks and things like that, and expect nothing less tomorrow night.
All right, we'll let the players go get ready for a little skate. Guys, thanks very much. Appreciate it. Best of luck. And we will take your questions for Coach Carville. Okay, right here in the front. Go ahead, John. Yeah.
John Worrell with the Associated Press. Greg, how do you convince your guys that they are on equal footing going against a team that's making its third NCAA championship, consecutive NCAA championship game experience or appearance? And what do you say to your guys?
I'd say we just played Notre Dame, who went to 3 Frozen Fours in a row or something like that. You just played Denver, that won a national championship. It's just another good team that we need to be at our best.
And just as a follow-up, at what point did you see this team learn that it gain the confidence that it belongs on such a national stage and can compete at this level?
I think it was early in the year. I think it was the 3rd game when we went into Ohio State and they were number 1. And we beat them 6-3. I think the next night the game was tied 1-1 with 2 minutes to go, and we lost late, and we were upset. And from that point on, I know we didn't think we were supposed to lose another game all year. And again, that's why we didn't lose 2 games in a row this year. When we did lose, we got really upset and found ways to get better. And we're upset that we didn't bring a standard that could win, because we feel that we can win every game.
Okay, go ahead, John.
Greg, Matt Votor from Mass Live. For you, is there a balance of wanting to make sure your kids experience all that there is in this moment and being part of this, and at the same time treating it like it's any other hockey game?
Yeah, you want them to enjoy it, and now that we're going through it, there's really not a lot to enjoy except the game and trying to win games. It's not like we're holding them back from going out front and shooting pucks and whatever is going on out there. We're all going to be regretful if we did something that distracted us from being our best to win the games. So the balance has been easy. The media has been obviously a lot more than usual, but even though we've been here since Tuesday night, I feel like we've been very focused on our task and not feeling like we've had to balance giving up. The guys are not getting the full experience. I think last night was a full experience.
Mean Torrey from the Daily Collegian. Coach, obviously you have some fond memories in this building. 12 years ago, Daniel Alfredson scored in overtime to send you guys to the Stanley Cup Finals. Now that you've had some time to digest it, how does Mark's one-timer and overtime compare?
Yeah, it's a better shot for sure. Not even close. Very comparable. And then my highest point, my time in the NHL, and now the highest point, my time as an NCAA coach. And I'm just hoping like heck that tomorrow night game goes to overtime right now.
All right, here in front.
Dave Hendrickson, U.S. College Hockey Online. Is there a sense that the difficulty of last night's game and how hard it was makes you even more battle-tested for tomorrow night than if it had been maybe a little bit of a 3-1 game the way it started out?
No, I don't feel that way. I'm just glad we've got a day off in between, and we don't play till 8 o'clock, so we should be able to recover and be fully energized to go. But I don't think this style of game really would have effect. We know Duluth is a heavy team, and we've played Providence 3 times this year, very similar team, and another heavy team. So I don't really think whatever style of game last night, which apparently was very physical because everybody was getting thrown out. We'll be set for Duluth, and we've got a pretty good understanding of how they play. They're like Denver, a very defensive-minded team. They don't give you a lot, but I think they're a little bigger team, play a little heavier style. But we fully respect the opponent. We fully respect that they're the defending champion, that they've been here every year. We understand we're the underdogs. It's all right. We're fine with that.
Yep.
Tim Rapley from Flow TV. We have some New Jersey readers that would like you, if you could, to describe the two brothers, Mark and his style of play as opposed to Anthony's style of play. And if you want to talk about carpenters or plumbers, anything you could do to help describe their style of play.
Well, Mark described himself last night as a country club boy, didn't he? Don't admit that. You don't belong on our team if you admit that. He plays like a country club. He's a high skill guy. Mark's a tremendous player. We had committed him verbally to St. Lawrence when I was there. He's quite young, and fortunately he was only a couple kids that decided to come with me and Jared DeMichael, who recruited him to UMass, and very fortunate that he did. He is a tremendous player. He is a really high-end college hockey player who is nowhere near his ceiling. I think you see, he plays with Cale, which obviously is an asset. But if you didn't know Cale McCarr or Mark going into last night, you might think Mark's a better player. Mark had more of an effect on the game. So, and then his brother Anthony is the complete opposite. Anthony's a plumber. Anthony's a hard worker. Anthony's a very smart hockey player. Anthony is the kind of kid you want to go to war with. I think I could beat him up the ice in a race, but he beat the hell out of me in the corner and anything else we do in life. And that's the kind of kid that. So we lose 2 top 9 forwards last night, and he goes from playing 4th line minutes to playing on the first line, and he's on the ice when his brother scores the winning goal, I believe. I believe he was out there. So that family, those are the type of kids you want on your team. They're not country club boys. They're blue collar, as long as the day is. And you want to go to war with those kids. They're really good kids, and they're hockey players.
Okay, I hear.
Josh Wall from Stanley Hampshire Gazette. Greg, what have the last 11 hours been like for you? How much time did you spend on trying to at least get some video of Duluth and kind of watching that versus getting some rest and kind of being near-ish 100% for today?
Well, I've kind of passed off the pre-scout to Jared and Ben right now. Just a lot going on this morning, and I'll watch tonight. I'll share a secret with you. My parents go to Florida, and I go visit them every year with my kids, and that's kind of our getaway. And in September, I made a flight for April 13th at 6:30 for a family trip. And then about February, I was like, oh my God. I'd made that reservation and stuck it at a desk somewhere. And when I made it, I had no idea. I thought the season would be over. And it's the only week, it's my kids' week off of school. So I just made the flight. And it hit me. I was like, oh my God, I think we've got a flight for the same time of the national championship game. So this morning, I had made changes to my flight reservations.
When are you going now,
It was the happiest $200 per flight charge I'll ever make. But that's been the biggest stress in my family. When are we going to get to Florida? How are we going to get to Florida? I said, we're going to Buffalo and hopefully stay there. So that consumed an hour of my morning, but that's all set. We got a couple days before I got to worry about that. Don't even know what your question was.
That was perfect, Jim.
Greg, Jim Connolly from U.S. College Hockey Online. I know last night after the game you said you wanted your team to play physical. They got some penalties that could have been even more costly. Is there kind of a fine line that you're going to have to walk tomorrow night between playing physical but still kind of staying composed and not taking penalties that could be risky?
Absolutely. In the course of the game, the two kids that got kicked out, when those hits happen, I wasn't thinking, oh, they're going to be kicked out of the game. You've seen our team play. We check. It's hockey. You run into people. I guess they unfortunately hit heads first. I honestly haven't really gone back to dissect them. But that's our identity. You play hard. And Duluth, I don't think Duluth's any different. But there's always the line that you can't hit the guy in the head. I don't consider ourselves a team that looks for that. But I consider ourselves a team that we want to be a heavy team. We want to be hard. We want to be physically. We want the physical part of the game to be a factor that goes in our favor. So we won't change anything other than ask the guys to be a little more disciplined in how they go about it.
Okay.
Warren Kozareski, New York Hockey Online. I read where you mentioned Bobby, smallest guy on the team, but he's the guy who's in front of the net every time. The goal last night is indicative of that. What does he bring to that team, to your team?
Another blue-collar kid that you want on your team. He's 5'8". I watch him weigh in, and it's always see if he got up to 150 or not. And that's after every other kid's 200 and 205, and he jumps up there, and I love him. He's tough as nails, scores big goals, plays every situation. He's like the Del Gaisos. Jared and Ben do an unbelievable job getting these kids who aren't, they haven't been USA hockey, kids their whole life, but they're high character kids that play the game hard, good skill level. And as coaches, there's certain kids you want on your team, and Bobby's one of those kids. Plays the game on edge. He knocks down as many guys of the opponents of anybody on our team every night. Like, we'll always start video on Monday showing good physical hits. He'll knock down 3 guys a game, and he's 5'8", 148 pounds, and scores goals, goes to the front of the net, does it all. We're very fortunate to have him. He's an unbelievable player.
Right here in the front.
Dave Hendrickson, U.S. College Hockey Online. You mentioned last night that Nico and Mitchell had to be like the 2 longest hours of their life. Have they said anything in particular about their anticipation for this game and that what a little extra something given that they couldn't contribute last night?
No, I haven't really spoken to them. I saw them, when we came off the ice, they were high-fiving and hugging everybody, and you could just look, you could tell by looking in their eyes, those kids have been sitting in, terror. None of these kids want to be the reason why a season like this comes to an end. And they both really impactful players on our team. Nico's our captain. He plays big minutes on the kill, and obviously we needed a lot of that last night. And that was another huge factor in the game. Mitchell Chafee and Nico Hildenbrand are 2 of our top 4 penalty killers. And we didn't have them in the lineup for most of the game. But those 2 guys, the upside is I expect we'll receive the absolute best that they can give the team tomorrow night.
Coach, thanks very much. We'll let you go. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow. Best of luck.